Hey guys, it's Spaces Sins, and we are back with more My Next Life as a Villainess, continuing Silva's route. And yeah, so I leave the packed infirmary and come out into the hallway. Right, we're gonna get lost, and then Silva's gonna come to our rescue, of course. I'm about to head back, but then I recall that the library I was originally headed to is nearby. Keith said I should go back, but well, the library's so close anyway. It wouldn't hurt to take a look, right? Probably will. But it really is true that there are lots of people feeling sick. I guess it's because of everything happening recently. After being attacked by pirates 2 days in a row, anyone would feel drained. Keith's sensitive too. I hope he'll feel better soon. That's what's on my mind as I reach the library door, but there are others already inside. It's Silva and Rozzy. Ah. Ooh, so maybe going to the library was a good idea. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, Silva's still wearing his pirate outfit, but he took off the eye patch, so now he can see how beautiful he is. Listen, he's still hot with the eye patch, don't get me wrong, but like, not wanting to interfere, I observed through the glass on the door. Before them sit a few open books on a desk, their faces serious, and now Rozzy is Rozzy, by flipping his hair back, he's become a whole other person. He's still the same fucker we love. We always loved him, floppy hair or not. Ugh. I entered, I'd just get in the way. Maybe I should come back later. But just as I'm about to leave, Silva turns around, he knows. Hmm? Oh, it's you. Katarina, what are you doing there? Come on in. If you don't mind. They wave me into the library. As I enter, remember that Rozzy is the next Duke of the House of Lindgren. I mean, this is the perfect scenario right here. I'm alone in a library with the two hottest men on this ship. I'm just saying, one or both of y'all need to pin me to the stacks. Somebody pin me to these books! Why is that so much to ask for? Silva kind of pinned me to the bed, so that works too. But like, I don't know, push me up against these books. Get a little frisky in this library. I didn't know that was a kink I had, but I mean, like, I don't know. Every time we're in a library, I'm like, pin me against the books. So apparently my brain is like a literary whore. I make sure to greet him properly. It's kind of funny considering the fact that I don't normally read like romance novels. I used to hate them. I used to. The first time I played an Otome game, really, it was an indie game. And I was like, all right, I'll play this, whatever. And I think because I played the route, it was free. And I was like, this isn't bad. Maybe I'll play it anyway. And then I remember playing it on the channel and Amnesia and everything. And it's very fucking bizarre because I went for so fucking long. I do hate rom-coms. I'm not going to lie. Well, okay, I hated them more. I think there was a point where you like go through a phase where you're like, love rom-com. I never loved them, but you watched all of them because all of your female friends always, that's what you had to see, rom-coms, and you're like, I like action, adventure, sci-fi. Like, I'd rather go see Die Hard than Titanic. Okay? Like, you know what I mean? I want the action and adventure, but that's also because I just watched a lot of movies with my parents. And so movie night was always like, we watched what my dad wanted to watch, which was like action and adventure and shit. We didn't watch like romance movies. I also watched a lot of kids movies because my nephew lived with us for a while. And like my sister and my brother-in-law, my nephew all lived with us. You know, we all lived together. But like, so like, you know, you spent an awful lot of time watching The Land Before Time to the point where my mother would be repeating the lines in the kitchen while my nephew's watching it on TV, and it was actually pretty funny. But you watch a lot of kids' movies when you have nieces and nephews, or if you have kids, you know? And let's be real, I don't have kids, but I'd still watch Disney movies because they're still freaking great. Like, you know, come on. Like, Moana was amazing. Like, sometimes I'm like, where are the damn... I need to go to my sister's house so we can watch these. Unfortunately, when I go to my sister's house, we watch like the kids' movies, which are awesome, or we watch those stupid fucking Hallmark Christmas movies that this is why I hate rom-coms, because it's literally the same plot over and over. Okay? Like, it's ridiculous. We've been on this tangent before. I'm not going to get into it. God, it's going to kill me. But, like, I never, like, so I watched a lot of them, and you're like, oh, yeah, I like this movie. But, like, later when you grow up, or age a little bit older, I guess, it was already grown up at the point, but you're like, I don't actually like these movies. I really don't. I think I just watched them so many times with my friends that you think you like them, because that's all you're used to watching with your friends, and then you're like, no, I don't. I really don't. And, like, I still don't choose to watch rom-coms, really, because they're very, like, I mean, I guess older ones from, like, the 90s or early 2000s, because they're not really rom-com. They're different. I don't know. I don't really, but, like, when we started playing Atome games, I was like, I hate romance novels. I hate rom-coms. I hate this shit. And that we played these games, and now look where we are. 2D man harem. See, I guess the thing for me is they had to be anime boys. And then I was like, now I understand. Like, I have some, like, old romance novels that I remember reading before. I think I was just going through my bitter phase at that point. It was like, I'm just too bitter for romance. It's like not like other girls. That was my not like other girls phase. And I just was so stuck in it that I was like, no, I don't like rom-coms. I still don't really love them. But I don't have the fake hatred, I guess. I think, too, after a while, your friends watch them so much and you're like, can we just please watch anything else? Honestly, I prefer lighthearted comedies or, like, just kind of stupid movies where, like, I don't have to think a lot. You know? Movies that are a little funny, a little goofy. There might be, like, there's always a romance in them, but that's not the full fucking focus. You know what I mean? Like Pitch Perfect. I love fucking Pitch Perfect. I watch that movie left and right. Galaxy Quest, watch that all the time. I want, like, the goofy kind of movies that are a little fun and campy, a little, you know what I mean? And it's not like, that's just because they're kind of mindless. I don't have to think. I used to love the Avengers movies, but then it got to the point where, like, I missed that one TV show, and now forget it. I'll never catch up. And, like, forget it. I'd have to spend 3 goddamn years trying to figure out every day of my life watching every movie and TV show. They just make it too convoluted now. It's like, you had it. You had a thing, and it was great, and then you did too much, and now we're all confused, and, like, I'm too tired to keep up. So, there's that. Anyway, the whole tangent was, it's just really funny that I just am not, like, a huge romance novel person. Like the bodice rippers and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, I read some again, you go through phases in, like, college where all your friends are just reading bodice rippers and, like, freaking watching rom-coms, so that's what you do, because you're like, is this what people do? I just don't think for a while I understood how to human. I think I'm a robot. Like, I don't know. I just didn't meet the right kind of people who were like, hey, have you ever watched anime? Oh my god, that's what I need. I don't know. I look back, I'm like, I don't think I understood how to human. Like, I remember doing that in high school, being like, yeah, I totally have a crush on that guy. Yeah, because I felt like I had to. And, like, I never did. I think that's part of being demisexual for me, is like, no, I never kind of comprehended that shit. You know? So, like, I was always like, yeah, I'm supposed to love bodice rip, right? But being like, I'm kind of confused by why I'm supposed to like this. I don't need the bodice rippers to be a pervert, okay? You just throw a 2D man in front of me and here we are. I know it doesn't make sense, but I never said I made sense. Anyway, it's a long-ass tangent, and I don't even know what the point was. Point being, I find it funny that I don't hate romance novels, I guess, but I just don't like, ooh, I'm gonna go pick out a romance novel. But I'm like, I'll pick up a fucking Otome game. I'll pick up a romance game. Let me date the boys. Weird. I think I need the pictures to go with it. I mean, I have more fun reading visual novels with random playing choose your own adventure than I do actually reading a book anymore, which is just sad. It's just anyway. Anyway, I make sure to greet him properly. Let's move on. Good day, Lord Rosian. Lord Silva? So awkward.
I'm not a noble. Just call me Silva. And I'd appreciate it if you continue to call me Rosie, as you always have.
Had you not registered that Silva's not wearing an eye patch? Alright then, Rosie and Silva. It does feel awkward to suddenly act so polite after all this time. I oblige them, continuing to address them like always. I wonder what books they're reading, so I check the names of the books in their hands. That's when I realize it. Something seems off. Oh, Rosie's hair is different and Silva took off his eye patch. Go, girl! I know I should have also been like, did she not notice Rosie's hair? But it's Silva's route, so I'm more focused on that motherfucker. He was always wearing that eye patch. It's refreshing to see him without it. Wait, there's no scar underneath. He had one in my dream. Yeah, but he also had that sexy fucking coat in your dream. Yeah, but you've seen the scars on the rest of his body. That make up for it. Aw, poor thing. In my dream, Silva of the Sangrid Pirates had a scar in his eye, too. That's why I thought he would have it in reality. Oh, Sangrid Pirates had a scar in his eye. I thought he would have it in reality, too. Okay, I read that weird.
What's with that face?
Well, I was wondering why you wore an eye patch when you weren't injured here.
Oh, that.
Look at his... There's something about that face. Silva puts his hand over his eyes and sighs. He then glares daggers at Rosie. This look says it all. He's like,
and this fucker thought it would look more legitimate. Well, I swear, pirates always have eye patches. You look like a real one.
You know what it was? It was totally Rosie's idea. It was like, wear an eye patch. It'll make you look legit. You see these two chuckle fucks' conversation in your head. You know exactly how it went down. And that's exactly why it's going to be the Duke, the Duchess, and our boyfriend. Because I can't separate these two.
I wasn't wearing that because I lost an eye or something. It's a result of someone joking around.
It was a joke?
Sorry. You see, Silva's much too androgynous and attractive to pull off a pirate look as is. So we were talking about what to do, and our king suggested he wear an eye patch.
Okay, it was Albert's idea. Yeah, you know what? That actually does make a little more sense. I forgot about Albert. And yeah, But you know, Rosie found it fucking funny because he's laughing about it. And I'm sorry, Rosie over here. He's much too androgynous and beautiful to look like a pirate without an eye patch. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You recognize how beautiful Silva is. So, like, I think you got a little bit of a thing for him. And I'm not going to break you two up. I'm just going to slide right in and make this a group thing. Just going to slide right into this bubble. And now, instead of 2 alone in here, there's 3. The more the merrier, I think.
The king thought it'd be funny, so I ended up having to wear it. That creates a huge blind spot and messes with my depth perception. It was seriously annoying.
Probably could have put a tiny little hole in it so you could kind of see. It wouldn't have helped much. But also, if your depth perception was that fucked with, and you still kicked everyone's ass, I can only fucking imagine how goddamn majestic you would have been with both eyes. I'm just saying. You have such a playful king.
Playful is too kind for him. He's a walking disaster.
Silva sticks out his tongue bitterly. Seems like he really hated wearing that eye patch. You can just picture Albert laughing hysterically.
Never mind that, Katerina. What brings you to the library? I'm shocked the prince's lot will let you out of their sights.
I was with Keith, but he got sick again. I just came by after dropping him off at the infirmary.
Keith is? Oh, it's worrisome. More and more people seem to be falling ill. Silva and I are currently trying to figure out the cause. But don't worry, we already have an idea of what it is and how to deal with it.
Really? Rosie smiles brightly, closing his book. Putting it under his arm, he turns to Silva. Rosie would be the fucking one to figure it out. He'd be like, you know what? It's the sachets. I mean, we all figured it out collectively, but like Rosie just got it. Yeah, this motherfucker's too smart for all of us. Well, for me, definitely. But for every single one of our friends, all their brain cells put together, Rosie's still smarter than everybody. Which is just amazing. I don't add much to the equation. I have like 2 brain cells.
heading out. I'll give out orders to retrieve the source and then synthesize medicine to soften the symptoms. Yeah, good luck.
And the fact that then he's going to make medicine. He doesn't just make nifty, fun gadgets and games and toys, and he's an engineer on the fucking ship. He could have probably built the ship with his own 2 hands, and then he can make medicine and shit. I'm just saying. That's like, he's an overachiever. That's his negative trait. You're an overachiever! And it's not even negative, because it's like, you just do this, and he's like, what? Oh, well, whatever. He doesn't want cookies or pats on the back for doing anything. Unlike me, every time I do anything at work, can someone please give me a cookie? Because I don't know how the hell I managed. Please give me a cookie, because this was amazing. And Rozzie's over here just being a goddamn fucking genius. The genius of the world. And like it's a fucking normal Tuesday. And that's not even a negative trait, but it is the only negative thing about him is like, you're too smart. But like, honestly, not a bad thing. Especially because you're kind of humble and adorable and you don't realize how goddamn genius you are. Shit. I watch Rozzy depart before turning to Silva. Rozzy can synthesize medicines too?
Yeah, he can do anything. He's dabbled in science, pharmaceuticals, medicine, psychology, and a bunch of other stuff. And no more than dabbled.
Well, sorry.
No, more than dabbled. He's practically mastered them all. Thanks to that, he's called a genius inventor in Quid.
He's a genius of the world. He should be king of the universe. Oh, a genius inventor. I see. His title and capabilities certainly sound typical for a superhuman Otome game romanceable character. True. Speaking of which, Ansu mentioned that Silva might be the secret romanceable character in the fan disc. Maybe it's not just Silva, but also Rozzy who might be a bonus romanceable character. Now, I'm starting to wonder if this is the fan disc at all. Silva isn't even a pirate. But still, I shouldn't let my guard down. My doom could strike at any moment. I really hope that that is the predecessor to Silva pinning us against a bookcase right now, because that's the kind of doom I want to strike. Right now, I better gather as much information as I can and look up at Silva. Speaking of which, Silva, you said you were the head of the private army of the Lindgren family, right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Then are you like the captain of an order of knights? I can't imagine how that would look, considering his usual demeanor. Silva bursts out laughing.
I'm nothing like that. I just lead the guys I'm always with. And there's a bunch of us, myself included, that only have a roof over our heads thanks to the Lindgren family. Setting aside the nature of our work, our attitudes aren't really that different from real pirates. We really are a wild lot.
Oh, then you weren't just playing the part of a pirate. You really are like one.
Yeah, yet I'm a soldier that serves a high-ranking noble. Did it catch you off guard?
No, I just noticed that you seemed close with Rozzy, so I wondered if you were childhood friends or something. Even though he's only a soldier by rank, he speaks so candidly with the future Duke. That in itself is a rare sight to see. You know, we haven't had any, Silva side stories yet, and there's supposedly 4 of them. There's 4 for each character. We get 1 at the end of the game, so there's like at least 3. And then there's one that's like another side character side story. Which like we got a lot of like we got Frederick and Set and what's her face? The hell is her name? You know, Ryle's wife, whatever. And him. So there's somebody missing. So I don't know who it is that's going to get a side story in Silva's route. But he's also missing all his little side stories. So, Well, I mean, we have a couple chapters left to go, so there's probably one coming up soon. I'm guessing, because we just asked about his past, and that's what made me think about it. But anyway. Nobles are extremely particular about position. I've met many people at the academy who are like that.
Well, we've been together for quite a while, but we're a bit different from your childhood friends and you. I think it was about 8 years ago, and that's when he took me in. I've been raised in the House of Lindgren ever since.
Took him in. Those words catch my attention, but even more interesting is the raised him part. Rozzy is like his adoptive brother dad. Lover. Really weird. I don't know their circumstance, but it seems like Silva came into the Lindgren family 8 years ago. It reminds me of Keith when he was welcomed into the Clays family nearly 8 years ago as well. When he first came to our home, he was always anxious and kept to himself. He called me Lady Katerina, too. Silva, the way you and Rosie talk so candidly makes you feel like a real family.
Well, in the beginning, I did at least try to show respect, you know, in my own way.
By trying to claw his eyes out, because I feel like you sounded like a feral kitten.
But after being dragged into his tantrums and eccentric ideas one after another, I began to feel pretty stupid acting proper.
Tantrums? Rosie's?
Despite how he looks, he's the kind that has to have it his way, stubborn to a fault. And yet, I can't help but feel indebted.
Silva looks toward the door Rosie exited through and smiles. See, there's a little romance going on here. There's some chemistry. I know it's like a bromance, but I just want it to be slightly romantic so that, that works with my inner fantasy. His gaze goes beyond it into some memory of the distant past. Somehow I think it's best not to ask for any more. 8 years ago, huh? Looking back, I regained my memories of my past life and started to become friends with everyone around then. And technically, you regaining your memories, meeting Rosie and being like, hey, gummies are awesome, and Rosie finding a little spark of life again is what triggered him to take Silva in when Silva saved his life. Otherwise, he would have just kept on going and left Silva in the gutter, and you know what I mean? So, and then technically, maybe Silva would have become one of the Sangrid pirates. That's actually interesting. I didn't really put that together because it's like, in the fan disc world, Katarina's still evil. She got banished. Rosie's just an engineer. Okay, we know he's more than that, but whatever. And then Silva is actually part of the Sangrid pirates. And this whole time she's been like, it's White's pirates, not Sangrid pirates. And we knew he's not really a bad guy. They're here to save Napas. And then obviously we found out in Rosie's route that like Silva works for him and wasn't actually a pirate at all. Okay. But now it's like, well, wait. If Katarina hadn't smacked her head, regained all of her memories, and become a better person and like changed the course of the game, the original game, the fan disc would have probably been more similar. But she's already changed so much that the quote unquote fan disc route is totally different in her reality than it is in the game reality. So, like, this reality we're living in, like, she met Rosie and was like, oh, blah, 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 gave him this little spark and this drive to continue, which he went home, we saw. Silva rescued him. He takes Silva in, and now here's Silva. But, like, if she had been her pompous little princess self, the villainess that she was, say we never hit our head, she would never have climbed that tree. She probably never would have met Rosie, right? And even if she did, she probably would have been a little douche, like she was to everyone. So he would have gone home without that little spark, and may not have even been in the alley for Silva to save him. But even if he was, let's say, it would have totally been different. He would have been like, okay, yeah, whatever, thanks, and then left and not felt like that little spark to help Silva. You know what I mean? He might have been like, thanks, kid, or some money for saving me or food or whatever, and then just left him there. And then Silva might have ended up actually joining the legit Sangrid pirates because we know that they're real. So, like, shit. Like, that's why she's like, we're in the fan disc, but nothing's matching up because she changed everything! I mean, I know that that's a logical conclusion, but sometimes my brain just doesn't want to catch up with that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Rosie's... But I don't understand, in the game, Rosie's just an engineer. Well, we don't know why he was on the ship in the fan disc or whatever. And whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, his circumstances and reasoning for being on the ship could have been similar. He could have been trying to stop a plot or something that Katarina was part of. We don't know. We don't know anything about the fan disc aside from Silva's actually part of the Sangrid Pirates, and now knowing that they actually exist in this universe, like, now that, you know what I mean? Like, so, So yeah, you being nice to Rosie and changing yourself changed the complete fan disc route, which is why everything's completely different and nothing you see in your dreams is gonna matter at all! Anyway. It's not strange to be close after being together for 8 years.
Not a bit.
In the original game, Jordo and Keith pushed Katarina to her doom, but now we're all so close. Everyone has their own circumstances, wow. But seeing the way Rozzy and Silva rely on one another makes me happy. So, Silva, are you sure you don't have to follow Rozzy? I'm concerned Silva might need to research some more things, but he responds with an awkward smile.
I can't just leave you here. I wouldn't want you to get lost again.
Ugh, that's right. I remembered this all started when I got lost after leaving the party hall and Silva brought me back. Speaking of which, I mistook his outfit for a cosplay thing. But it actually is a costume, since he's the head of a private army. My guess wasn't that off after all. But when he isn't wearing his eye patch, he reminds me of something. Is she gonna put together and realize he was the waiter? There you go. But his hair was fully up there, and now it's half up, half down. That's right! Pineapple juice! Huh? What's that? Weren't you a waiter at the party on the first day? A lot's happened since then, so my memory's a bit hazy, but their faces look really similar.
Oh, I'm surprised you remembered. Well, most people would never forget a face like mine, so...
That pineapple juice was so delicious, I could never forget it. He's like, most people don't forget a face like mine. I'm like, that pineapple juice was fucking amazing. And he's like, you don't remember I remember your face because of the pineapple juice, not because you're gorgeous. Have you seen the men I hang around with? Everybody around me is pretty. To be fair to Silva, he is prettier than your other boyfriends. Rozzy and Silva are on the same level. Again, Silva is like sexy pretty, and like Rozzy is like adorable pretty. Like sweet, precious cinnamon bun pretty, and this is like sexy, dirty pretty. You know what I mean? They're different types of pretty, but the same amount of pretty. You know what I mean? Same hotness level. Like, I'm here for both of them. One's not squeaking out over the other. They offer you two totally different things. Rozzy is sweet, so you got your sugar, and then Silva's the salt that balances it out. Seems weird to say he's salty, but you know what I mean? It's like when you're eating snacks, you're like, huh, do I want a cookie or do I want pretzels? And you're like, I want both, because if I eat something super sugary, I always need to follow it up with some salty to balance it out because it's too much sugar. So I need the balance. So this is perfect. They're the balance. But like, I'm sorry, we do hang around with pretty boys. Silva is way hotter than them, but to be fair to Katarina, she'd be like, have you seen everyone I hang around with? I'm used to pretty people. So, like, it's not like I've never seen a pretty person before. Inside, I'm screaming, oh my god, why are you so beautiful? Like, but outside, I'm calm, cool, collected. And probably a little busted because I'm, like, literally overheating inside, but whatever. The taste! The taste is important. I care a lot about the differences in fruits that can be grown in both Sorcier and Quid. You see, pineapples can taste different depending on where it's grown. I'm always working on my farm, so it makes me wonder about differences in produce. Farm work. I was shocked to hear that a duke's daughter would be doing something like that, but you weren't kidding, huh? Yes, I always do my farm work properly, so that if I have to, I can be a proper farmer. I raised my fist triumphantly, but Silva just burst out laughing, like, in case I meet my doom flag and I get, like... Because that was exactly why she started a farm. She's like, I'm gonna start farming in case I'm, like, freaking... banished and I need to start a farm to live. You really are a tomboy noblewoman. I'm surprised you even think of yourself as one. Doesn't it feel suffocating? Suffocating? The aristocratic world, I mean. I'm not a noble, so I can always get away with things, but I thought it might be tough for you. That's what you're appealing to. You're appealing to my normal human, not part of this world, other life self. Oh, I see. True that Mother's always upset with me, but that's not too bad. Even at social gatherings, the worst I get is the other ladies talking behind my back, saying I'm not fit to be with Jordo. They always say the same things, so none of it ever sticks with me. Honestly, I can hardly call it suffocating. But when I tell him how I feel, Silva stares back at me blankly. Then he cracks a smile. His little, this face of his, I love it so much, because it's a little like, how could you? It's a little shocked and appalled, but also like, wait a minute, what's happening? Like, there's a lot of emotion in this.
That's good to hear. If you said you were feeling trapped up there, it would have started to give me ideas.
Ideas about what? I look up at Silva and he clears his throat uncomfortably before turning to the bookshelves. He was like, he's blushing now. He's like, I would have gotten ideas. About what? And he's like, oh my god.
Anyway, you're here to read some books, aren't you? What are you interested in?
Oh, that's right. And then we go pick out our romance novels, and he's like, oh ho. If possible, I'd like to check out some romance novels of Quid. If I bring them back, I'm sure Sophia will be overjoyed. I take this chance to scour the bookshelves. A few minutes later, Silva offers to help me carry the books, though he looks a bit perplexed, because he's like, I'm flirting with you, and you are not even remotely, like, interested. Oh my god, what's happening here? Why is my freaking tablet not connected to the internet? That's bizarre. I can still see all my tabs, I just didn't realize it wasn't connected. Well, that's stupid as fuck. What the hell happened? Anyway, yeah, he's perplexed about the romance novels. Wow, I'm glad you can carry all of them. Thanks, Silva. After we put down all the books, I see Silva out to the door. He looks back into the room and frowns.
I didn't see anyone else in the room. Are you gonna be alright on your own?
I'll be fine. There's plenty of books here. It'll take me days to finish this mountain. Just thinking about it makes me smile, and Silva rests his hand on my head. Oh my god, are we getting a CG? Yeah, we are. Didn't we already have this? Why does this one feel familiar? Oh. He's like super motherfucking tall, isn't he? Jesus. Like, you're a whole head taller than me. Holy hell. I feel like this one feels familiar. But I'm not sure we've seen it before, but I feel like I have. I don't know. But like, at the same time, I don't remember his beautiful face like this. It obviously, but did he already pet her? I mean, he pets our head a lot, to be fair. I don't know why. Maybe I've seen this one before, because there's something about it that just feels sort of familiar. Am I crazy? I'm crazy, obviously. Probably. Maybe I've seen it somewhere else. He'd be much rougher normally, but this time is surprisingly gentle. Huh. I thought he was just gonna mess up my hair again. I didn't expect this. Oh, beautiful.
Alright, be a good girl then.
Silva's gaze has the kind of forced smile one directs at a danger-prone child. It must be because he said I was like a little sister. It does remind me of the way Nickel looks at Sophia. Hold on, Silva doesn't treat Mary, Sophia, or Maria like this. He barely talks to them. The only one he treats like a child is me. This never happens with the others. He treats them like noble women. Yes, he treats them like noble women. Like, yes, thanks, my lady. Okay, whatever. They're like relative strangers. He has a familiarity with you and that. I mean, I get it. She's like, he just treats them like ladies and he's treating me like a child. What the fuck? Not the, if you take a step back, he treats them like proper ladies. Okay, like, I am subservient to noble women. Yes, my lady, here is your tea, my lady, whatever, my lady. And because they're above his station, technically, let's be real. But it's also a stranger type of thing. I'm talking to them as I would politely speak to a stranger, where he's got a familiarity with you. See? You gotta dig a little deeper. I'm already 16. I'm a full-fledged lady. Some of you, I am 16. I am a full-fledged lady. Is literally the Daddy, I love him from The Little Mermaid, and it's like, girl, go back to your motherfucking room and shut your mouth. He ain't grown up yet. Like, when you were 16, you were like, right, yeah, I should totally be able to give up my fins to have a tail. I mean, to have legs, and for a man. And now you're like, girl, you ain't no shit. Go back to your cave. Like her having this little temper fit. I'm 16. I'm a full-fledged lady. Is like, and that is why he treats you like a child, because that little temper fit right there. To be fair, we all have temper fits every once in a while. Something about it doesn't feel right. I'm not sure how to feel. It's not exactly that I'm irritated. It's more like I feel sad. Yeah, because you don't want him to treat you like a child. You want him to treat you like a woman. Huh. It feels like something's missing from my heart. What? What's wrong? I try to look for the words to describe it, but I don't quite understand it myself. I just laugh it off, saying it's nothing. Yeah, because you haven't quite realized that you've fallen in love with him. Oh, we're going to Pirate Mansion. Soon, Rosie synthesizes some medicine, which helps Keith to recover. At last, we came to an island. It's an island owned by the royal family of the Kingdom of Quid. Ah, so it's not, Pirate Mansion. It's King's summer home to get away. Who the fuck maintains this place, though? Wow. After a long carriage ride, we arrive at an old yet stately mansion. First the carriage, now a mansion. Everything seems planned out. Oh, stop being sus, Buttercup.
It
Isn't quite of quality to receive. It isn't quite of quality to receive. Oh, I get what he's saying. Okay, I don't know why that didn't register in my brain. It isn't quite of quality to receive a prince, I'm afraid. Like, the place isn't quite the quality that you would expect to receive a prince at. I get what he's saying. I don't know why that sentence broke my brain, though.
I hope you'll be understanding.
So our assistance from Quid is yet to arrive, Jordo's being such a bitch. Listen, in Rosie's route, Keith was the bitch. But he was just nagging us incessantly, and now Jordo is basically being like, I am better than this, and oh my god. I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of get his point, because he's like, whoa. You could have told everyone, but you didn't, because you wanted us to be indebted to you, huh? And they're like, I mean, could you really blame them? So I get him being a little pissy, but like, simmer down, bitch. Just because I'm in love with a man who's not even a noble at this point, like, that's really gonna sour his crackers, isn't it?
Yeah, the Knights of the Order who serve directly under the king are scheduled to arrive tomorrow.
Knights who serve the king directly? Not the navy?
The current militia of Quid is heavily under the Premier's control. Yeah, the king established this order personally, separate from the military. The structure's a bit complicated.
I see. I've gained a good idea of the current state of Quid.
Well, with that said, I hope you'll relax and enjoy your time here while we await the knight's arrival.
I understand. Jordo's being the snobby prince, though. Jordo nods before turning to us. Once the knights arrive, Alan and I will proceed as envoys to head to mainland Quid. Why can't I read? I can't. There are many things to discuss. I wonder if it's about the guarantees or whatever they were talking about on the ship. Royalty have important stuff to do, I guess. I listen meekly while Alan nods, frowning. We'll be heading for Quid on the Sigrid, which Silva's crew used as a pirate ship. The Vinculum's too damaged for the return trip, and the Sigrid has neither capacity nor means to return everyone to Sorcier. The Vinculum is that badly damaged, huh? After such a grandiose departure, it's unfortunate how this played out. But the knights arriving tomorrow will have a ship suitable to take everyone home. And you all will return directly to Sorcier together with the other nobles. And Nickel, I apologize, but could I ask you to report the situation upon arriving in Sorcier? Of course, leave it to me. Am I going to get separated from Silva? After exchanging these few words, we spend the night in the mansion's guest rooms. But the next day comes, and there's no sign of the knights. Uh-oh. They still haven't arrived. I wonder if something's happened.
They're at the mercy of the seas. It's not uncommon for ships to be delayed by a day or two due to the weather.
Uh-oh. Seems ominous, though. But 2 more days pass, and the ship still has not arrived. With each passing day, Rosie and Silva start to look more and more concerned. day, Silva's on the shoreline, keeping a lookout. I follow him, but I see no sign of a ship. Hey, a crab! Seeing crabs scuttle on the sand and shells uncovered by the waves lifts my spirits. I recall digging for clams in my past life. Silva grimaces as he looks out to the sea. It's pretty hard to see with all the fog. I almost go up to the water's edge, but I hold back, reading the mood.
No sign of a ship anywhere.
So what do we do?
There's nothing we can do. It's not like any debris's been cast ashore. If they shipwrecked along the way, a clue would have washed up by now. But I haven't seen anything like that.
Oh, I see. Silva crouches down to get a better look at the rocks. I copy him, searching for clues at the water's edge. But all I see are seashells and rocks. We haven't spotted any oddities on the other beaches either.
Nothing but rocks here. No sign of a wreck.
But that stone sure is pretty. For some reason, Silva looks at me with baffled shock. Huh? What? Isn't it pretty? Silva's holding a smooth, bluish stone. It's a nice-looking stone, the kind I'd find at a souvenir shop in my previous life.
Sure, it might be pretty. But don't you see beautiful gems or even finer stuff on a regular basis?
I never really know when a gem is good or bad, and I've never really cared about them either. Jordo did once try to give me this jewel-encrusted accessory for my birthday, but I politely declined then. But stones like this are different. A mysterious, magical stone discovered on a remote island. That sort of scenario makes it exciting, like we found a real treasure. I'm gonna need you to, make it into a necklace for me, Silva.
You really are an odd noblewoman. So, what do you want to do with this stone? Take it back with you?
I'd like to, but Keith would probably get upset. Let's just leave it for the next person that comes here.
The next person?
This beach is beautiful, so I thought it'd be great if someone came here to swim and found it.
Came to swim?
Huh. You don't swim? There was a pool on the Vinculum. They had swimsuits too, so I figured quit at a swimming culture.
Well, there is. But not a lot of people would want to come to a secluded, foggy place like this just to swim. And then again, I guess we could consider coming back here to look for rocks once things are more peaceful.
I just love what he did. He's like, no one would want to come here, so I mean, we could always, when it's more peaceful, we could always come back and, search for rocks and seashells and shit. And it's like, he's planning your fucking next big kick. He does not even realize what he did, but I love it. He's like, he's like, we could come back, we could come back here, and you're like, you and who? And he's like, oh, fuck. He was literally just imagining, someday we'll take our kids to Disney World, and you're like, sir, what?
Although I can't say that's what she meant.
What was that? He's in his own little fantasy world. Oh, he knows exactly what he did. He's like, we could always come back. And he's like, she might not mean with me. And we're like, oh, you're having little fantasies in your head like I do. I love it. Silva's mumbling to himself. After a while, he forces out a smile and shakes his head.
Then let's return to a spot where it won't get swept away by the waves.
Silva stands up and places the pretty rock away from the water's edge. Then he returns to staring out to sea.
Even after so many days, there have been no signs of a ship. That can only mean that no ship ever departed in the first place. Something must have happened on the mainland. There was no response to our Morkumba either.
Markomuba, bird. Silva looks at the sky and frowns. Bird? I'm just gonna say bird, because I can't say Markomuba or whatever it's called.
It's a bird. A seafowl that we use as a means of communication over the waters. I sent one out, but there was no response.
You know what? If those birds are anything like you, bird, they just got lost and they're useless. Oh, you're not useless, but you're not very good at sending messages. Oh, but actually, those birds are good at sending messages because you keep their mate, and then the other person takes their mate, which seems kind of mean if you think about it. And then you tie a note to the leg of one bird, and the other bird is like, let me go find my boyfriend or girlfriend. Let me find my lover bird. And then they go find their lover bird, and that's how you get messages back and forth. But then that means you always have to have multiple birds. Because it's not like a carrier pigeon where you're like, go find this person, and the pigeon knows where to go. How do they do that? How do pigeons know this shit? How do you know this shit? How do you know anything? I don't know. There's not a lot of room in that tiny little brain of yours. There's not much room for stuff. It's not. It's a beast. Anyway. Actually, if someone had you and tied a note to you, you would absolutely find me. Or the person who had food or alcohol. You like it when people have alcohol. You're not supposed to drink alcohol, but you love it. You always want people's drinks and people's foods. She's very pig bird. What? Anyway.
It has a homing instinct to return to its mate, no matter where they are, so we can use that to communicate.
Yeah, but then, so you had bird A, and it went to mate A, and then if they wanted to chow, you have to have bird mate B for bird B that they send back. And then you're like, and now we can't send any more messages. Can't Rosie just invent texting? Jesus. Silva looks grim, glaring at the sea.
The ocean looks so ordinary, it's irritating. No soaring bird, no sign of any ship.
I can't say Markamuba? Why does it just sound stupid? I wish they'd stop saying it. I wish they would have picked a different name. Actually, I think it'd be hard to see through the fog anyways.
With your eyes, yes. My eyes are different.
Silva taps the spot under his eyes and grins.
According to Rozian, my eyes are closer to a nocturnal animal's than a human's.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, I have excellent night vision, and I'm particularly good at seeing long distances, too. It's perfect for a seafarer. If I never met Rozian, being a pirate would have been my calling. Well, certainly a possibility, anyway.
So what did I just say? What did I say earlier? If she had not intervened and been nice, Katarina, and met Rosie, he never would have saved, and then that would have been how the fan disc happened. He would have ended up becoming an actual pirate. So us meeting Rosie and being like, these gummies are awesome, gave him a spark back, saved Silva. So by default, we saved Silva. So Silva and Rosie only exist in this universe for us. Never, ever, ever were they going to be romanceable characters for Maria. Sorry, Maria. So, us. Evil pirate Silva, maybe. Maybe somehow. But good, sweet, saucy little, nope, only for us. So, that's why this is the perfect throuple. Anyway. Uh-huh. His eyes, huh? I remember that his eyes flashed violet when he was fighting. Oh, does that have something to do with how your eyes glow violet when you fight?
Oh, I don't know how that works, but it has something to do with my pupils. From the way Rozian describes it, my eyes reflect light more when I get excited or something. I don't really know myself.
Oh, that's when you get excited or something. Uh-huh. Like, oh, yes, battle, bloodshed, and then, or any kind of excited, like, you know, when you're getting turned on by me and you're like, oh, I can... He's like, later, I'm going to take... You're like, I know exactly what's going through your mind right now. Your eyes are purple, sweetie. I remember watching TV in my last life and hearing that nocturnal animal's eyes glint in the darkness. Now that he mentions it, Silva is pretty agile, and he also has a wild disposition.
Anyway, that's why others see them as violet when I fight. And that's where the name Demon of the Fog comes from, too.
I see. Like a dark hero. I want an alias, too! Like a dark hero. I like the... I want an alias, too, is like we're not really listening to him and we're thinking about ourselves, but the, like a dark hero is like, hell yeah, that's hot, so. No, it's, okay, I'm not good at chapter 5. I want an alias, too. Okay, I'm sorry. That's so nice.
You want to have eyes like this, too?
I mean, your alias. I want a cool name like Demon of the Fog, too.
Huh, an alias. You.
Because it's so cool. It sets my otaku heart ablaze.
What?
I wonder what mine would be. If only I was a powerful magic user. If I could power up my Earth Bump, maybe I could call myself Earth Wall Guardian or something. Oh, or if I could master throwing the toy snake, maybe I get a cool name from that, like Serpent Mistress.
Throwing a toy snake? What are you even talking about?
No, I want an even cooler name. Gah! If only I had a better vocabulary!
I don't know why you look so mortified, but you really are an odd one, Katarina.
Silva shrugs his shoulders lightly. He circles around to look at the sky, then sighs while shaking his head.
Anyway, this is no good. We'll have to assume the worst and prepare for action.
Sounds like trouble. I feel bad for coming along to the beach so tactlessly. Silva turns to me and places his hand on my head. No, he's like, I know what you're thinking, but I appreciate it. I need to rub your head for good luck.
Ah! Well, we won't be dragging you people into our mess any longer. This is our problem, after all. I'll return to the mansion. Are you going to play here a while?
He knows that I was just playing around. Silva grins while I shake my head. No way. Now's not the time to be playing around, so I'll head back too. Did you want me to pet you or you just want to shriek and bite me? I don't know what you want, bird. He's like, okay, so he's sitting on my knee and I have my hand sitting here and he's leaning down, pushing his head against my hand, shoving his beak in between my fingers, like trying to get me to pet him. But then when I do pet him, he screams at me and bites.
I can't help it. I'm sorry, buddy. You have pin feathers. They do hurt sometimes.
I know. But then he's like, now he's just so content just being like, pet me, bitch. Oh, you should let me pet you when my nails were done.
I know. They all broke off. I don't know what people think when they have like the press-on nails and they're like, the glue, it lasts 2 weeks. These didn't even last a week,
but also I play with my hands and I'm always picking at my nails, so I'm always like if there's any flail, I will just crack the fucker off, so. No.
Plus, we didn't use alcohol wipes to dry out our nails because we didn't have any at the time. We'll try to do other ones. But nails would be nicer because right now my nails are so freaking short. They're like stumps. I ain't got no nails. I just rubbing you with my fingertip. But the nail would have been nice. You would have gotten scritchy scritches.
Oh, you're just really...
Ow, don't bite me. No bites.
Don't bite. Ow! You just bite a chunk of my nail off. Did you just bite my nail or did you bite some of the glue that was left? Don't chew on that. You're gonna die. What are you trying to do? Kill yourself? Spit it out. Spit it out!
You need to have that in your mouth. You spit that out, mister. Get it out.
Anyway. No way! Now's not the time to be playing around, so I'll head back too.
Right. Sorry about that.
Silva pats me gently on the head, smile plastered once more. Feels like he's consoling a child who doesn't want to go home yet. Mixed feelings about this. As usual, he's treating me like a child. Do I really seem that childish? It's okay to be childish. I'm wondering about it as we turn to the mansion. Then I hear Silva gasp and look up. I follow Silva's line of sight to the sky, but there's nothing there. Then after a moment, a black speck appears. My bird just heard the bird on the fucking TV and freaked out. I can just make out a bird flying. It has a distinct cry.
It's okay. That's a carrier pigeon in this game. It's a Marcumbia or whatever they're called. Marcumbia, whatever they're called. I don't know. They're not Mr. Neelix's.
No, oh, you really love petties. Look at you. Like, I've missed being pet. Well, that's your own fault. Just let me pet you when I have nails. There it is.
It's a Marcumba.
Or whatever it's called. Whatever. It is? The bird is flying toward the vinculum. Silva and I look at each other and then chase after it. You left the bird's mate on the boat? That's rude. Marcamuba. I always want to say Marcumba or Marcumba or something. Like that just, I don't know. Anyway, landed near the vinculum, a letter attached to its leg. Silva and I safely retrieved it and now gather everyone at the mansion to open the letter. The handwriting is scribbled, written in a rush. Contents cause us all to look worriedly at one another. This is... Uh-oh. No! In short, the letter describes a coup that's taken place in Quid. Yeah, so we didn't get back in time to stop the coup, so... Coup? Even I know that this is extremely serious. I've even read about these in history books during my previous life. Ominous images float through my head.
This is bad. The Premier's faction, who had heretofore stayed hidden, are making their move. They've captured the Premier, so I thought they'd hesitate.
Will things be alright?
No, I don't think they will. Everything we were doing was due to the increasing risk of this happening. But the uprising has occurred much faster than expected. We have to act now before the damage becomes irreversible. Silva, we have to return to the mainland of Quid, even if it's just us. Yeah, that's probably the only way.
The two nod to each other, expressions grim, before turning to look at Jordo. But then if we all go, we have... Well, okay, we don't. Keith has good magic, so we should go because we have magic to help.
Prince Jordo, I apologize for this, but may I ask that y'all remain here, and we'll leave plenty of provisions and soldiers behind. After the coup, we can't guarantee your safety on the mainland, but I promise we'll send help for you as soon as we can.
But if a coup's going on, won't returning be dangerous for you? Are you going to be alright, Silva? Razi?
We're already deeply tied up in this, so we're willing to accept whatever happens to us. But we have no intention of dragging the people of Sorcier into it any further.
Silva and Razi's words are spoken without hesitation, but I have the feeling that if we part with them now, we'll never meet again. Nervously, I step forward. Hold on. Go away, spam calls. So anyway. Sorry. Okay. Then I'll go with you.
Huh? Don't be stupid. This isn't a game.
Yes, it is. But I can't just sit here and wait while my friends are putting themselves at risk.
Katarina, I'm against it. What if you get hurt?
But I struggle to find the right words when I receive an unexpected assist. I cannot agree to staying behind here either. Our lack of information about the current state in Quid makes it much too dangerous. Right. If the Kingdom of Quid falls and the Premier's faction takes over, they'll control the justice system as well. Yes, if that were to happen, what do you think they'll decide for the people who they tried to kidnap in the first place?
Let's...
Considering this risk, I'll not agree to stay behind either. See, these people created an entire shipbuilding project just to kidnap us. I shudder to think what they'd do next. That's true. We're not so carefree as to think we can afford to sit by without any guarantee of safety. That's right. Once Razian returns to Quid, someone in the Premier's faction may realize that we're here. It's simply too risky to remain stranded on the island with no means of an escape. Yes, worst case scenario, their original plan may yet succeed. Jordo fires off one point after another, causing Razi to look away awkwardly.
You may be right.
However, that's why we'll accompany you. Everyone here, that is. Huh? Jordo suddenly interjects over Razi. I can't help but gasp at his suggestion. There should be enough space for our group to board the Sigrid.
Well, that may be, but...
Everyone? Meaning the student council? I look around to find the others all nodding to each other. Like, Maria can help heal people, which will be good for our side. We got wind magic, we got water magic, we got Keith making a golem and cracking people's skulls open. Yeah, the princes can't use their magic, but, like, we could disguise them up like pirates and then put eye patches on them. And then when people are like, we saw the prince! And you'd be like, you saw no such thing. I wasn't even here. I'm just saying. Like, they're not supposed to use their magic, but it's like, they could do it in secret. You know, because otherwise, don't be useless like me. Anyway, I look around to find the others all nodding to each other. I think I read that. Truly, that may be our best course of action. Yes, if we were to separate, it would only make us easier to take hostage. We must avoid that most of all. If anyone's injured, I know I can be of help with that. I'll cooperate with my brother to gather information with wind magic. I can use my earth magic while on land. It'll be much easier to ascertain the situation than it was on the ship. Not to mention, once we reach the mainland, we can make contact with Sorcier. It should be easy enough to find a way. It'd be an excellent opportunity to ingratiate ourselves to the King of Quid. And, Katarina... I'm going too! I'm worried about everyone! I thought they'd leave me behind, saying that I'd be a hindrance, but Jordo just returns a wry smile. When I said everyone, I meant everyone. Katarina, let's go together. Right, leaving sister behind here is definitely a recipe for disaster. You know, I'm sorry. Do you know what would happen if you fucking left me here while you guys fucked off, went and fought a battle, and then came back? You'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd be like, look at all this farmland. I put all the nobles to work. We'd have this farm. Everyone would be like, we'd have a whole goddamn village going on. You wouldn't come back to an abandoned mansion full of scared nobles. I'd be like cracking the whip, be like, get to work! Plant those crops! You go find me a cow! I don't know where we found a cow on this fucking island, but we got one. You know what I mean? They'd come back to like a fucking actual living, breathing fucking like peasant village. They'd be like, what? We were gone for a week. And you're like, I was bored! You took all the books with you. Well, they left the vinculum, so we'd have books to read, but I'm just saying. It would be much more reassuring to have you with us. Huh? Seems like they're not really counting on me to help. It's true that I have next to no magic, and I'd probably slow everyone down. You know, I don't think I've ever really been caught up in someone else's troubles before.
Does getting attacked by pirates not qualify as trouble to you? And don't forget what happened at the academy prior to spring vacation.
Oh. Well, I didn't exactly forget about it. Anyway, it'll be fine. I'll do my best not to slow anyone down. I pose proudly when I say it, but the others just nod and smile. Smile and nod. Yeah, Katerina. Whatever, Katerina. Good. Just please don't run off on your own. We'll be here for you. Yes.
Sorry for making you all do this.
Besides, I gotta get back to my home so I can be with my boyfriends.
I'm terribly sorry, but thank you.
It's fine, but once things are safer, there are many things we must discuss. Jordo's just being a shady bitch.
Right, we're prepared for that. Well, let's get going then. There isn't much time. Oh, stretchies to you too, Booger Boo. You're so cute, Stretch. I thought you wanted Patty. You just want Stretch? Okay.
We nod to each other, affirming our resolves. And we depart for the kingdom of Quid. And this is where we depart for the next part. Oh, new chapter. Okay. Darkness at heart. Oh, darkness at heart. We're in chapter 6. There's only 7 chapters, right? So, like, I mean, I feel like now the first couple of chapters went really fast, but I feel like chapter 5 lasted a while, so I guess they're getting longer as they go, you know? But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.